Good afternoon. This is Dave with JoVE, and today we're going to talk a little bit about JoVE and where we started, and we're also going to move to the JoVE Core Biology textbook, the video textbook, and give you a real quick overview of that. The most important thing right now about Core is that it is completely unlocked until December 31st, 2019. Any user anywhere in the world can go to the JoVE website, and I'll show you how to get to Core, and any user without logging in or signing up for anything will have access to the textbook, the video textbook. But before we get there, I want to talk a little bit about JoVE and where we came from. JoVE was born out of basically, I guess you could say, frustration about 12 years ago. Our co-founder and CEO was trying to replicate an experiment at Princeton to elaborate on his work and was unable to do so. Eventually, after several months of trying, had to get on a plane, fly to Scotland, spend 2 weeks in Scotland in a hotel room, go into a lab, watching the replication of the experiment, only to realize that a lab technician was doing something that was not in any of the printed material that allowed the process to complete successfully. So on the flight back, the idea came to his mind that there has got to be a better way. We should have a video of scientific experiments to address the reproducibility problem, and then that should be published, and that should actually be peer reviewed. So that's really where JoVE came from. It is a peer reviewed scientific video journal, the world's first and only, that addresses the reproducibility crisis in science. So after about 6 years of publishing video articles, our clients ask us to begin to think about a way that we could help incoming college students or high school students with a series of how-to videos. So we began to build what we now call the Science Education Library. And the Science Education Library can be found on the JoVE webpage under the green icon. And the Science Education Library has multiple different disciplines from basic biology, physics, advanced biology, engineering, chemistry. And you'll also find within the Science Education Library two programs called Lab Manual and Core. And they are a little different from all of the other content in the Science Education Library because Lab Manual and Core focus more on individual lessons as opposed to how-to videos. So all of that being said, this is my contact information. I'm the National Account Manager for high schools. You can reach me at dave.cox@jove.com. The telephone number, 617-751-6149. I'm going to exit out of that and I'm going to drop out of the Science Education Library and I'm going to go to the JoVE website. This is the high school website. We just released it last week. And it really, the focus is more on what is the content that we make and an easy way to get to that content. We also have the option now to sign in or log in with your G Suite account. So if your school or district uses G Suite, then it's very easy to have access to all of the JoVE content in your subscription. All of that being said, I'm going to go to biology, and the very first option is the video textbook, and that's what Core is. Core is our first video textbook. We have segmented it into 6 different sections. The first section being fundamentals, and then from there we've moved to cellular process. And as I scroll down, you'll notice these are chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. So each section has a series of chapters. There are 33 chapters and then 6 sections. One is genetics, human biology. As we scroll down, we see ecology and evolution. Again, 33 chapters in core. When we go into a chapter, and I'm going to scroll back up and I'm going to move into the I'm going to move into the DNA structure and function chapter. When I click on the DNA function and structure chapter, then what it's going to show me is a series of lessons. In this example, I have lesson 13.1, 13.2, 13.3, all the way down to 13.13. So in this chapter, we have 13 different lessons. I'm going to go to the very first lesson, the DNA helix. When I click on that lesson, then we have a video that plays automatically. Every video, every lesson in core has a video attached to it. So 33 chapters, multiple different lessons in each chapter, over 350 lessons, and then over 500 videos. Most of the videos are about a minute to 2 minutes long. We have 13 different languages and closed captions. You can speed up the video or slow it down if you want to. And then we also have the transcript of the video that's easily copyable. So you can copy this out and place it into another document if you choose. Down below the video itself is additional supporting text teaching the concept. We know students learn in different ways. So while we think most of them are going to appreciate the video, some students are going to want to also read the text. And we think that's fantastic because we've also added suggested reading that they can elaborate on. So after they've gone through our video and read the text here, then they can go to a source that has additional content on that particular subject. Hopefully that is really easy and seamless to understand. I'm going to go ahead and move back into chapter 13 just by clicking this button. And another area I want to show you in core is a place called Scientist in Action. If you'll recall, when I first started talking about JoVE, we talked about the video journal, our flagship product. This is the peer-reviewed science journal that we publish upwards of 150 articles per month. Well, what we've done is we've looked at the lessons inside of chapter 13 in this instance, DNA structure and function, and we've created an area called Scientist in Action. And these are the videos that we've curated from the journal that help reinforce the applications being taught in this particular lesson. So not only do you get all of the videos in each lesson, but you get supporting videos of scientists actually using these concepts in real world experiments. So it's just a great way for students to see this is what I'm learning, this is why I'm learning it. It's a wonderful addition. So we're beginning to pull in all of the content from multiple different areas within our journal and our science education library. And we're really bringing that to bear on here is a good video textbook that has supporting text. Hopefully to teach students how to master the materials quicker. So again, back to core. This is the home page for core. You can see we have all the different sections and then all the different chapters. One other area I want to take you to is also from under the science education library called videos mapped to your textbook. We're beginning to take all of our content from all of the disciplines and not just in core, but beginning to map that to Campbell's and then even OpenStax biology. So in this example, you can see here are the concepts, here are the experiments. We don't have any research articles yet, but if we go to chapter 2, there's a research article. This is from the journal. These would be from either from the science education library or the journal or in core. And then these are the concepts being taught. Most of these are from core. So it's a great way that we can map to a textbook. Teachers that are using the textbook can look and see where we have lessons that apply and then use those lessons. Another area for our K through 12 is that we also have this correlated in this instance to the next generation science standards. So if I reduce this down, here's a correlation of NGSS of core. We have a lesson for every standard in NGSS. So if we look at the performance expectation, we look at the strand level, we look at the overall the what's being expected to be taught, and below that are all of the videos in core that match. And so as you scroll down, we can see we have multiple different videos that are teaching that same concept. It's a great way for a teacher to take a look at I'm teaching this particular overarching theme. Here are all the core videos that go with it. Again, just to reinforce what I mentioned earlier, we have a lesson for all of the concepts in NGSS. When it comes to the rest of the state standards, we match 32 of them. You can see that in certain instances, such as Colorado, we're missing one standard. In and Florida, we're missing six. Now, what I've not mentioned is that over the next couple of months, we're going to add additional text or add additional content to the video textbook core. So we have 100 additional lessons that are going to wind up being moved over into the core platform, so that what you see now, the 350 to 400 lessons, increase that by 100 with the additional weight of the videos. And what we're projecting is that when we add those additional 100 videos, then we're going to cover up all of the holes in all of the various different state standards. So where you may have seen Florida was missing six and Mississippi was missing one or two, we're going to cover all those in the next couple of months. So hopefully that makes makes sense. If you have any questions, then please feel free to contact me. Again, dave.cox@jove.com, and there's my phone number. Thanks so much for your time. Hopefully you have a great day. Bye-bye.